Hey, welcome in. This is my 2022 desktop setup and studio tour. In this video, I'm hoping I can help answer some questions that I've been getting about setups and perhaps maybe spark an idea for you in your own setup. I'll be covering the tech gears that I use on the daily regarding lifestyle, general work, content creation, production, filming, editing, and gaming, which will include things like my PC rigs, my keyboards, peripherals, and even the setup and building blocks of the process, all of it. Let's dive in. Here in my apartment, there are three major stations that encompass everything I mentioned at the intro. There's the desktop setup itself, a kitchen island, and a lab table. I'm going to start off with the simple lab table first and work my way up to the main desktop, as that will have the most features to talk about. This station is where I do all of my product photography because of the clean blank white walls and table background. There's also an LED light clamped onto one side of the table via a microphone arm, while the other light is on a stand for portability since there are situations where I need to use it elsewhere. I do have a few of these lights around the apartment, and they also have RGB controls to add a bit more color when I need. So all of my tabletops are the same, as I like to have uniformity around my place, especially when they are the surfaces I frequently work on. This is a reversible white and gray laminate tabletop by Alera, 72 inches wide, 30 inches deep, and 1 inch thick. Laminate is currently my preferred choice as it's strong and sturdy, low maintenance, and doesn't get affected by temperature or climate like wood, and it's easy to clean, especially when I'm handling liquids. Supporting it are two 4-unit Kallax shelves from IKEA. These are not my ideal choice because they are a bit wobbly when I'm working on heavy projects like PC builds, but they were super affordable and temporarily provided good storage space underneath for my various tools, tech hardware, keyboard accessories, and a small spot for charging my camera gear batteries that's easy to reach. Next to the table is where I keep my C-stands for holding up giant sound blankets during sound tests, and my overhead camera rig that I use for getting top-down shots. This overhead rig is mainly what I use for my keyboard typing tests or all the CPU and thermal paste installations. Any sort of shots that are normally harder to capture while it's sitting on a tripod to my side at an angle. Moving over to the adjacent kitchen island. The apartment by default has a marble/granite style tabletop, but I just stacked another laminate white and gray tabletop on top to get the aesthetics and working surface I wanted. This area is basically used for the same things as the lab table I just covered, except for product photography, since it doesn't have the clean white background. The kitchen island is also where I do keyboard sound tests, as well with sound blankets hung up on all sides to block off any sort of echoing or noise from appliances. Additionally, I typically have my camera accessories on standby here, such as my other lenses and slider whenever I need to quickly change my shots. There's also always random PC and keyboard parts laying around on both tables when I'm juggling multiple projects simultaneously. Speaking of cameras, I shoot my 4K footage on a Nikon Z6. I currently only own two lenses, and those are the 35mm f1.8 and 85mm f1.8 prime lenses. I also use an Atomos Shinobi external monitor since my Z6 camera does not have a fully articulating LCD screen for me to check myself when recording. And I also use a Deity D3 Pro shotgun mic for literally every sound recording session. Now, before we go into the main desktop setup, I also want to quickly talk about how I do sound tests and voiceovers. Aside from hanging up giant sound blankets, I also have to hit the breaker switch to turn off my refrigerator every time because the fridge does make noise that may leak into the microphone. The other thing is there is a vent up in the ceiling here, and there's always air passing through it that I can hear. So I get up on one of my tall chairs, grab one of my colored construction foam papers that I use for product photo shoots, and let the suction of the vent plug itself up. And this is how I further mute my entire apartment during audio sessions. There are also things that I don't have control over, like my neighbors from upstairs, downstairs, next door, in the hallways, walking around, closing and opening the doors, cars driving by that I can hear through my closed windows, and the very frequent airplanes, since there are a lot of major stops in Vegas. Okay, on to the last and juiciest part, the desktop setup area. This is where the editing, gaming, and general work happens. So this is the first time I've ever gone with a corner L-shaped desk setup because my preference is having a single straight desk up against one wall. Now, because I operate as an individual content creator on YouTube and I have a corporate 9-to-5 job, it's important that I not only keep these two computer systems separate for security and workflow reasons, but I also need them close to each other to swing back and forth on the fly to multitask. This desktop is put together by two Alera laminate tabletops on top of IKEA's Alex drawers. The personal desk is 72 inches long and 30 inches deep, while the corporate desk is 60 inches long and 30 inches deep. There's also a square space in the corner for one of my handful of GVM LED lights and a sturdy side table that I put together to hold my main PC. I do have a separate video on this PC build if you guys want to check that out on the channel. It's the Atlas II from Yulebeast. Dual loop custom water-cooled system that revolves around the Ryzen 9 5900X and an RTX 3080 Strix by ASUS. Full specs will be in that separate build video. My triple 27-inch monitors are from LG, 1440p, 144Hz, and G-Sync compatible. These are regular IPS monitors and not the nano IPS versions. Center monitor is mounted to the wall while the two side monitors are mounted to the table. Reason why is because the two side monitors also serve as weights to counterbalance any bowing that would happen at the center of the desk, since I don't want to drill any legs into my tabletop. Although the laminate tabletop at 72 inches on top of Alex drawers doesn't really have much bowing at all. The soundbar is the Katana by Creative Sound Blaster X. I've had this for about 4 years now and it's still running strong. At the time of purchase, I wanted a clean single unit speaker system for fitment and placement in regards to how it ties in with my triple monitors. This was the best one I personally found. There were 2-unit speaker systems I liked, but they were too tall to fit under my monitors and I didn't want to move my monitors higher based on what was comfortable to my line of sight. The Katana soundbar also comes with a subwoofer that I placed under the desk. Next to it is an XQD card reader that's double-sided taped to the desk so I can easily access it when transferring footage from my camera to my PC. My main keyboard is the Mode 80 in E-White, soldered PCB with an FR4 plate, Everglide Water King V3 switches that are lubed and filmed. Keycaps are Mode Designs and InfiniKeys Dark Mode. The Limo style USB cable is white and silver to match the color aesthetics of the Mode 80 keyboard, as well as my Logitech G Pro Wireless Superlight. Mousepad or desk mat is from Grovemade. I got the navy colored, medium sized linoleum finish. This mat was actually good when I first got it, but over time I definitely lost my appeal to it. I will most definitely switch back to a cloth fabric based mousepad. If you are interested in picking up a Mode 80 or Mode 65, they are available for pre-order right now at their website, and I do have an affiliate link in the description. I really like what Mode Design is doing. I love their products. They are making really high quality custom keyboards and most importantly accessible and within a fast fulfillment time too. So please check them out. My corporate desk here is powered by Yulebeast Motif Monument Mini ITX build. I also have a video on this as well, although a couple parts may have changed over time such as the power supply and GPU. But primarily the system revolves around a Ryzen 9 3900X and RTX 3060 Ti Ventus 2X by MSI. This desk is smaller, so a mini ITX was most appropriate for this space. The monitor is a 34-inch ultra-wide curve by LG, 1440p, 144Hz with G-Sync compatibility, and this is the nano IPS version of the triple 27-inch monitors I have on the personal desk. Speakers are the Kanto U2s I bought from Amazon. Really good minimalist pair as there's no separate subwoofer unit needed since the subs are built into the speakers themselves. This leaves more room under the desk for me in the smaller 60-inch long table. Now, I'm not a big headset guy. I'd prefer using earbuds or speakers. Just something about ear cups hugging and congesting my skin, even if they are made out of breathable plush foam. But I do have my SteelSeries Arctis 7 Plus wireless headset for whenever I need to jump on a voice chat, and they are hanging off of the Echo headset stand also by Yulebeast. The keyboard is the Mr. Suit R2 by Owlab. I do have a couple build videos on the channel as well if you'd like to check those out. I bought the chamfered black and gold version, hot swap PCB with gold aluminum plate, lube tungsten switches also by Owlab, Cat Arctic keycaps, and the keyboard is fully loaded with all the foam it comes with. Gray coiled cable is by Mode Designs to fit the dark theme I have going on and ties in with the black Logitech G Pro wireless mouse. The desk mat is the same one I have on the other side, except it's black instead of navy. The finishing touches on this side of what is essentially the living room are the acoustic sound panels I have up on the walls to reduce echoing and reverb whenever I'm doing any sort of audio recording session. Beneath both desks are the same type of sound panels on the walls, except they are double the thickness, and I use them for bass traps. Sound panels on the walls will catch higher frequencies, while the bass traps will catch lower frequencies. The panels under the desk not only serve as sound treatment in the room, but they also double up as false wall to hide any cables, making cable management a bit easier on my end. This is especially helpful when I don't plan on living here permanently and don't want to drill too many holes into the walls or my desk. Most of the cable management is done behind the monitors with channel raceways to keep them out of sight. Alright, so that is it for my 2022 setup video. I hope you guys have found something useful out of my setup process, or if you think that there is something that I can make improvements on, or if you have questions about anything covered in this video or not covered but you guys spotted, let me know down in the comments below. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.